Hello everyone, it's Al Nigrin, director of the New Jersey International Film Festival here with a series of filmmaker interviews. And I wanted to also tell you a little bit about the wonderful film festival we have that will begin on May 30th and will run on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings through June 14th. We'll have 8 evenings of programming at our beautiful state-of-the-art facility, Voorhees Hall, room 105 on the Rutgers University campus in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And we'll be screening 25 films over the course of those 8 programs. Today, we have the special guest, the director of a wonderful film called Secrets of Llewellyn Park, and his name is William Davis. Hello, William.
Hi, Al.
How's it
nice
going?
to meet you. It's going great.
So I wanted to ask you a series of questions about your film, but the first and the most important one is, how did you get involved in making this film?
Well, 2.5 years ago, my family, which is my wife and son, and I moved from Manhattan to West Orange. We found a house that we liked online and only later discovered that it was in a community called Llewellyn Park. And we couldn't even see the house until somebody got us inside past the gatehouse. And we loved it. We absolutely loved the house and bought it, and that's where we live now. And when we moved in, a neighbor, one of the first neighbors we met, and they're all very friendly, found out that I was a filmmaker and asked if I'd be interested in making a film about Llewellyn Park, because it's a community that's been kind of secretive. It's been around for 170 years, but if you ask somebody walking by what's inside the gate, they have no idea. So I thought it would be a great film and a great opportunity for us to meet people in the park. And it was. There was 2 years of filmmaking in which I had carte blanche to film anywhere in the park, walk on people's property, fly drones all over the place, and I've met everybody and had a great time making the film.
Well, I could tell that because it was obviously made with a lot of love. And the thing is that it's always difficult to make places interesting, but somehow you pulled it off. And I think it's because of the variety of people that you've interviewed, the history that you've provided. I mean, where did you get those archival photographs? I mean, obviously there's a society.
There's an archive. The gatehouse of Llewellyn Park, a big round stone building, has a second floor which houses the archive. And all those photographs came from the archive, and a lot of the information that we got, the letters and the records and everything, it's all there, and it's cared for by the Historical Society, who were one of the promoters of the film, one of the sponsors of the film.
Yeah, and it seems like I didn't know anything about the founder of this park. Could you tell us a little bit about him?
Llewellyn Haskell was a bit of a nut. He was, in the 1830s, he was a member of a group who thought the world was going to end. And he built a 100-foot wooden tower in Kearney and ascended to the top with his family dressed in white with his followers down below waiting for the world to end, and it didn't. And they waited a while, and then they finally came down and came up with some excuse why it didn't end. He was in pharmaceuticals in New York City, very well off, and he joined another religion which believed in a utopia on earth. And he decided he would build a utopia on earth. He bought the first mountain range, the mountain that he could see from his office in Manhattan, and decided to build on it. And that is where Llewellyn Park is now. This cockamamie idea of a utopia on earth stuck with a few people. People moved out there, they bought the property, they liked the idea, they still like the idea, even though there's no connection anymore. But it's just a beautiful place to live, incredible amount of privacy for being so close to Manhattan.
Yeah, it seems like an oasis.
It's an oasis,
for sure.
That's the word. Yeah.
And I also, just some of the elements that it was an exclusive community initially. And how long did it maintain that kind of exclusivity?
Well,
is it still maintained today?
Up until, no. Today there are people of any color or denomination that you can think of. It wasn't always like that. One gentleman that we interviewed who still lives there was the first Jew allowed in the park, if you can imagine. That ended about 40 years ago. Before that, I don't think they even let Irish in.
Yeah, I remember one part of the film where they decided to open up the park to the rowdies.
Right, the ruffians came in
and
picnicked on the lawns, and that was too much. They stopped that right away.
I also thought some of the highlights of your film were these incredible aerial shots that you have of the park itself. And it almost seems as if it goes right to Google, you know, to the Google Map version, which I thought was a really great edit. So.
Well, we bought a drone. We bought a drone early on, and had no idea I was going to use it so much, but my gosh, we actually went through, we wore out one drone and got another. Flew it into a flagpole. It finally met its demise when it crashed into the fish pond and couldn't be recovered.
Like one of those golf balls.
But the drone shots are some of the best footage in it.
And the people too, I think also, you know, the great-great-granddaughter of Mr. Haskell, I thought was a find. I mean, does she also live in the area?
No, she drove a long way to be a part of it.
Great. Tell us a little bit more about the people that you interviewed.
Well, the lady who met Thomas Edison, we knew all along we wanted to interview her. She was going to come to the park, and then we got a call that she was not well, and she was not going to get better. Yeah. But she'd like to talk to us. Yeah. So we drove down to Red Bank. I think it was the only interview we did outside the park. Everything was shot inside the park. So we went down, and she told us about meeting Thomas Edison when she was a little girl. They would go to his house, Glenmont, on Halloween, and he'd give gold coins to all the kids in the neighborhood, and they would play baseball on his lawn. And she asked him why he had a trumpet in his ear, and he explained that it helped him hear because he was partially deaf. And we had the people at the Edison Museum found the trumpet for us. Crazy. They were so helpful in so many respects. Yeah. This woman who met Edison, Ree Blaisdell, she died 6 days after we interviewed her.
Yeah, I saw that.
But she was so perky in the interview. She got her hair done.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was wonderful talking to you, William. And at the same time, I wanted to let everybody know this great film is going to be screened with 3 short films prior on Saturday, June 13th in Voorhees Hall, room 105 on the Rutgers University campus in New Brunswick, New Jersey, located at 71 Hamilton Street. General admission is $10, $9 for students and seniors. For the first time, you can purchase tickets in advance for groups of 2 or more. Go to our website for more information, which is njfilmfest.com, or you can call us at 848-932-8482. Hope to see you at the movies. Thanks so much for coming, Will.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you.